He dumped me for his classmate, and I was left with nothing but a mountain of student loan debt that wasn't even mine, staring at a future that had suddenly become a terrifying blank canvas. I'm Sarah. I was 22, fresh out of college myself, working as a junior accountant in Denver, Colorado. Life was pretty stable, maybe a little predictable, but I was building something for myself. Then I met Mark. He was 23, incredibly charming, incredibly ambitious, and to my eyes, utterly brilliant. He had this burning dream of going to a top-tier business school, Wharton specifically, but his family, like many, simply couldn't afford the staggering tuition. I saw his passion, his fierce hunger to achieve something big, something meaningful, and I fell hard, completely and irrevocably. He'd talk for hours about his future, painting vivid pictures, and in every single one of them, I was right there beside him. "We'll be a power couple, Sarah," he'd say, his voice full of conviction, holding my hand, his thumb tracing circles on my skin. "Once I get my MBA, we can build anything together. Anything." I believed him with every fiber of my being. I pictured us, years down the line, successful, happy, looking back at these early struggles and laughing. I just knew he was different. He promised me the world, and I, foolishly, gave him mine. So I made a choice. It was a huge, life-altering decision. I had inherited a decent sum from my grandmother, money I'd planned to use for a down payment on a small condo or maybe even to go back to school myself for a master's in financial planning. But Mark's dream, fueled by his passion and my love, quickly became our dream. It consumed my thoughts, reshaped my priorities. He needed about $60,000 for tuition and living expenses for his first year at Wharton, a figure that felt immense but achievable, somehow, with both of us. I went to the bank. I wrote him a check for nearly all of my inheritance. "This isn't just money, Mark," I remember telling him, my voice trying to sound confident, ignoring the knot of fear and apprehension coiling in my stomach. "This is an investment in our future. All of it." He thanks me profusely, his eyes shining with what I thought was gratitude. In my naive mind, it wasn't a joke. It made me feel secure, cherished, like we were truly partners in this massive undertaking. For the next 2 grueling years while he studied in the hallowed halls of Wharton in Philadelphia, I worked like a dog back in Denver. My accounting job during the day became a blur. Then, 3 nights a week, I was waitressing, wiping down tables, endearing rude customers, my feet aching. On weekends, I picked up extra shifts, anything to earn another dollar. My friends barely saw me, my social life evaporated. I lived frugally, ate ramen noodles more often than I care to admit, wore hand-me-downs from my older sister. Every single extra dollar, every tip, every bonus went directly into his account for his second year of tuition. Then came the moment that, had I been truly awake, should have screamed betrayal. One night, barely a month before his graduation, I decided to fly out to Philadelphia to surprise him. I hadn't seen him in person for what felt like an eternity, and I was so excited, clutching a bouquet of flowers as I walked into his apartment building. I let myself into his apartment, eager to see his surprised face. He wasn't there. But the apartment wasn't empty.
A woman's sweater, not mine, was draped casually over his armchair. A delicate scarf, unmistakably feminine, lay on his bedside table. And in his bathroom, next to his shaving kit, was a new toothbrush, not mine. My blood ran cold, a glacial realization spreading through my veins. The air in the room suddenly felt thick, suffocating. I confronted him when he finally came home, trying desperately to keep my voice calm, to hide the tremor in my hands. He looked genuinely shocked to see me, then his face hardened into annoyance.